today is Monday the 9th, and I've been waiting for this priority mail package since I guess around last Wednesday. This was coming from Florida to Louisiana and took 7 days priority mail. Not much to say about that. So from Jacksonville, Florida to Baton Rouge, Louisiana took 7 days. Pretty ridiculous. But anyway, I'm excited to have it and about to unbox my new Sony MZ RH1. So let me get some scissors, open this up, and let's see what we have. Okay, lots of peanuts. See if I can reach down in there. Let's dump these peanuts and not worry about it. There's the pouch. In fact, I'm making such a mess. Give me 1 second, and I'll be back with you guys. Okay, so that's what was in the box, along with this pouch, and hopefully a high-MD Minidisc is included in this. The auction said it would be, but I did get it off of eBay, so you never know. So let me pull this out and see what we have. And it's playing a Minidisc. Unfortunately, not the high-MD Minidisc that the auction said it included. Just contacted the seller. I'm sure it was an oversight. The guy was extremely friendly, and hopefully if he forgot it, he'll send it to me for free. But in any event, I have another one on the way. I have to say that this unit is amazing. It's tiny. It's tiny, especially in comparison to my first Minidisc player that I bought, which is the Sharp MD MT15, and the weight is barely any weight at all, to tell you the truth, as opposed to this brick over here. I'm not going to go into a big rundown on Minidisc because there's not a wealth of information, but there's minidisc.org out there which will help you out if you're interested in knowing about or learning more about Minidisc. But this is one of the later, if not the latest, incarnations of Minidisc. This includes high MD and backward compatibility of all formats. All formats being, I believe, the MDLP, which was the traditional format. And I may be wrong on some of this stuff. I'm not a Minidisc expert. In fact, I was looking for, which brought me to the road to Minidisc, I should say, I was unhappy with the quality that I was getting, the fidelity rather, of my iPod that I was getting from my iPod. So I said, well, let me find some other solutions, and then I read about Minidisc and high MD more specifically. Now the high MD disc look like regular Minidisc. This isn't one, but store 1 GB of space, so you can basically put an uncompressed CD onto them, and that's mainly the problem when you run into iPods. Even with the Apple lossless quality, I just don't hear the fidelity once it reaches the unit. And it might be their amplifier. This has a high definition amplifier built in. The quality is just not very good. And I don't mean to discredit Apple, because I like Apple, hence the Apple trackpad, mousepad. But anyway, I'm kind of a sound guy, if you guys don't know. This is my studio. And I wanted something higher end. And originally when I bought a Minidisc player, it wasn't so much sound control or sound obsession. It was because of the ability to make your own mixes, which is kind of a thing. Like, what do you mean make your own mixes? Well, not everyone had CD burners back in the day, and in fact most people didn't have CD burners back in the day. And even if you did have one, the cool thing about this was that it was portable, so you could, and it was smaller than CD player. So even if you could make a CD, this was smaller, even though it's bulky, but still smaller at the time. You could rearrange the order of your mixes. You could trade with friends. Say, hey, you have this CD? Nah, man, well, check this out. Hey, listen to my mix. Listen to my mix. You can make mixes for if you're running around, whatever. It's a cool thing. Some of these discs are just amazing, and that's another thing. Just the look of a Minidisc is awesome. And there's various types: clear, One of the older ones, even though this says a new album on it. Just very cool. So what started me back on Minidisc, of course, was to look for higher sound quality. Then I ran across NetMD, and I wasn't aware what NetMD was. I didn't realize that Sony had advanced the Minidisc to include USB transfer. When I read about this, I said, well, wow, that's the way to go. So I found one of these players at a pawn shop, bought this for about $20. Used the software, downloaded it free off of Sony.com. I think it's called Sonic Stage, something like that. A lot of people rag on the software, and it's not the best software, but it's been pretty stable for me so far. So then I read about HiMD, and I said, well, that's what I want. Then I looked at the prices, and the prices were pretty extreme. I mean, you can pay $400 for this unit, which seems a little ridiculous considering each HiMD disc will cost you about $6. Of course, it can use these and reformat them to double the capacity, which is cool. But so I saw the price and I was a little discouraged by that, and then I saw one going off of eBay for significantly lesser price. Still expensive. It's about, I'll say $300. But I said, well, let me give it a try, and that's kind of what I'm doing right now. Haven't had a chance to totally listen to it, and I'm going to make another review about it, but I'm very happy with it so far. I did put in some of my old mixes, and they sound phenomenal on this amplifier, or with this built-in amplifier. And the size, the portability of this is awesome. And I also bought an MZ-EH50, which is a HiMD player. Bought that from China, so hopefully I'll get that sometime this year. And I'll also be talking about that. But anyway, if you're interested in higher quality music at a good price, look to Minidisc. You can get a NetMD player for about $20-30, maybe even less. You can get these discs for next to nothing. I just bought 75 discs and an MZ-R50. This is a 37 and 50 I have at my house. And I got that for $110. So 75 discs plus one of these bad boys. Now that was an exceptionally good price, but you can find comparable pricing and enjoy really great quality music. I did a comparison between my iPod and an album on Minidisc, encoded at 320 lossless 8-track 3, and that was versus the Apple lossless. And this had so much more depth, so much more warmth. You always hear warmth. Well, the drums sounded like drums. The reverberation didn't have any drop off, and I've noticed that a lot with lower quality MP3s or lower quality encoding in general. Reverberation, like an album like Tom York's album, he has really great reverbs, and Radiohead too, or even a Bjork album will have good synth sounds and thick reverbs and bass, and you hear it drop off. They kind of just fade. Sometimes it just sounds like a muddy tunnel as opposed to a full thick ambient whatever with Minidisc. So that's all I'm going to talk about for now, and I will be back soon with more Minidisc stuff. Please leave comments, and if you have a Minidisc player, come on, post some videos. Let's talk about Minidisc, and let's talk about why it's still important today, because people need to know that this is a great format, and there's enough out there for people who know the difference to buy them up and enjoy. So thanks for watching.